Hi, my name is Mia. Welcome to Scrubs and Savings. Today we're going to talk about my plan for financial independence. According to Business Insider, financial independence is where you have enough money from your savings and investments to cover all of your living expenses without having to work for money. I would love to achieve financial independence because I want to travel across the world for long periods of time. I would love to spend as much time with my family as possible, not just in the States, but also in the Philippines. I want to have a beautiful home where I can take care of my children, spend time with my partner, and with my parents who plan on living with me after they cannot live on their own anymore. I would also love to take a lower paying but more flexible job. As you know, I love a good preface. All of the steps in my plan are specific to my current financial situation, and your steps or plan for financial independence will most likely look different than mine. My first step is to save 3 to 6 months of my income before I move out of my parents' house, which I would consider my emergency fund. I would only use this money if I lost my job or if some big medical or auto expenses come up that my true expense savings would not cover. The reason that an emergency fund is necessary to achieve financial independence is so that if something major happens, you won't have to take out of your retirement savings to cover the costs of the emergency. My next step is to save for true expenses. True expenses is you need a budget or YNAB term, which are expenses that don't come with your regular monthly bill. These include annual, semi-annual, and even more occasional expenses that are often larger and can catch me off guard if I don't plan for them accordingly. These include property taxes, insurance premiums, car maintenance, holiday gifts, medical expenses, and home maintenance. By planning for these expenses ahead of time, I'd avoid the financial stress and strain that can come with unexpected but expected costs. Step 3 is more of an ongoing thing, which would help me achieve financial independence, which is avoiding consumer debt. I have discussed why I avoid consumer debt in my How I've Saved $40,000 at 20 years old video, which you can watch right here. But for me, avoiding consumer debt means avoiding student loans, car loans, and credit card debt. I would just like to avoid having another monthly expense on top of my living expenses, and I also don't want to owe anyone any money. My next step is to invest in tax advantaged retirement accounts. The current one that I am investing in is a Roth IRA. So I live in the United States, so these are the retirement investment vehicles that are offered here. So a Roth IRA is a type of retirement account in which contributions have already been taxed, but once you pull out money from them, the withdrawals are tax-free, as well as the gains from the investments that you made in the account. As a healthcare worker, I will be able to contribute to a 403b instead of a 401k, but they have similar advantages. These accounts offer tax-deferred growth on your investments, as contributions are made with pre-tax dollars, which allows money to compound over time without being taxed annually on the growth. Many employers also offer a contribution to these accounts as well, which is basically free money, and I don't know anyone who doesn't love free things. These accounts also have higher contribution limits compared to the Roth IRA, as well as it is easier to make automatic contributions as it is coming from your paycheck from your W-2 job. My next step to achieving financial independence is saving enough money to put a 10 to 20% down payment on a house. So a larger down payment leads to a smaller loan amount, which leads to lower monthly mortgage payments. Doing so would decrease my monthly housing expenses, which would free up more money to invest on a monthly basis. Another thing that I could do if I saved up 20% for my down payment would be avoiding private mortgage insurance. If you put less than 20% down, you would have to pay for private mortgage insurance, which would increase your overall monthly expenses. Saving for a larger down payment over time would help me avoid that cost. Having a larger down payment would also let me have more equity in the home. More equity would allow me more financial security as well as flexibility, as I could leverage the money in my home equity to do house renovations, which would increase the value of my home and increase my net worth. And lastly, for saving up a larger down payment, I would minimize my debt and my interest costs, which would again allow me to allocate more funds toward my investments, which would fast track me to financial independence. And lastly, I plan on investing in a taxable brokerage account once I have already maxed out my Roth IRA as well as my employer 403b. Brokerage accounts would allow for flexibility, as I would be able to withdraw the money at any time, at any age, without incurring penalties or early withdrawals. Taxable brokerage accounts are also really good for diversifying my portfolio assets, including ETFs or exchange traded funds and real estate investment trusts. This would provide more diversification in my investment portfolio, which would potentially reduce my overall risk. Another benefit to having a taxable brokerage account is the benefit of capital gains. These occur when you sell an investment for a profit. When capital gain taxes apply, they are typically lower than income tax rates for long-term investments that have been held for over a year. Taxable brokerage accounts can also generate income through dividends, interest, and capital gains distributions. This income could supplement my income from my retirement account, which would provide even more cash flow when I am financially independent. And lastly, having a taxable brokerage account would help me bridge the gap between early retirement age and traditional retirement account age withdrawals without incurring penalties. Before I say bye, I just wanted to thank you all for, as I'm filming this, 263 subscribers and all of the love that I've received on my last videos. I'm really enjoying creating this content for you guys and talking about money. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what your thoughts are on my plan and if your plan looks different than mine. And I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.